as the curtain draw to a closer on another incredible year, we look back at the milestone that the Delhi have in terms of development and in terms of tourism. Right now we are at the Delhi 6, the old Delhi's Chandni Chowk area, and behind me is the very iconic Red Fort, and also these are the streets of the Chandni Chowk. We are on it. Also today will be joining us a very special guest. She is the storyteller. She is a founder of the Walkathon Tours, Nishtha Joshi. Nishtha, thank you so much for talking to NewsX.
Thank you so very much. My pleasure.
Nishtha, we are on these streets and you have been, going on these streets since past several years. So what changes have you seen in the Chandni Chowk over the year?
There was a time when the place where we are walking as of now, it was not like this at all. No honking as of now, as you can hear. It's just people who are talking. So there was a time then where the bikes, the cars, the trucks, everything was allowed over here. And now you can just see the rickshaws and a very pedestrian lane. So the very first thing is that it's a very friendly for the people who are just going to walk down here. Next up, if you're just going to see the rickshaws, well, how beautifully you see, it says Chandni Chowk ki Savari with a special number given to them as well. So this particular thing is a very new concept over here. Why? Because it's very unified and the people, as in the tourists, are not having any problem in terms of finding these rickshaws for themselves. Now the Chandni Chowk is very famous. When I always talk about the different stories of Chandni Chowk, I always talk about the kind of, spirituality and the cultural diversity you find here. As you can see, there are so many temples around, be it a Jain temple or be it a Hindu temple or a Sikh Gurudwara. While the development has also taken up place over here, and you might be asking the question, what developments are you talking about, Nishtha? Well, the place where you keep your shoes. There's a specific room for the tourist where they can take their shoes off, where they get the head cover, or maybe simply using the clean washrooms in this area. It has always been an issue for the people to come down to Old Delhi and they're not able to find the clean washrooms, and that issue has been resolved by the temples or the Gurudwara or the different things that you look around. The Red Fort that you were talking about, the iconic Red Fort, right? They have started with a beautiful sound and light show every evening, be it in Hindi or be it in English. So it's obviously an add-on experience for the tourist to not just look at the monument and the walls of the monument and know the story, but also to have something very engaging in terms of the sound and light show and the different museums that have come up over there. With the different exhibits that they can interact with, a beautiful add-on for the people and a great development, of course.
So this was a talk about the Chandni Chowk, the development that has taken place. Also, we talk about the entire national capital. How did you see the growth of the tourism in the national capital, and what are the factors that has contributed to it?
So the very first thing that is coming to my mind is opening up of the Bharat Mandapam during the time of G20 and Yashobhumi, which was inaugurated by our Prime Minister. Well, people nowadays have been coming down to Delhi for their businesses, their conferences and things like that. And tourism is of course a byproduct of the same. And when I say so, it's because of the fact that they are here in Delhi for 2 days for a conference, and the third day they want to come up out of their hotel rooms or that exhibition center and explore Delhi. So coming up of those two things have obviously given up a lot of boost to the tourism, because people want to come out and explore, go to the monuments, go to the different lanes and by lanes, and of course to try the different foods as well. And then you were talking about the different things that have contributed. Well, the restoration of the different monuments. If I particularly talk about Mehrauli Archaeological Park, the restoration of the Coolie Khan tomb, which is a very important one and has always been said that was given to the honeymooners during the time of the Britishers. So a lot of people go there and it's a restored one. You get a lot of insights about history, and adding up of the different cafes in these historical or the archaeological sites, be it the Cafe Stone at Mehrauli Archaeological Park or the Carnatic Cafe coming up at Sundar Nursery. These things have definitely attributed to the promotion of the tourism in Delhi.
Also, Nisha, as you mentioned, there has a lot that has been done. But do you think there has been a full potential that the Delhi tourism has reached up to, or there are some factors or hurdles that are still there to reach at that level?
Delhi tourism in totality and the tourism in Delhi in totality has been doing amazing, no doubt about it. So many things are coming up every now and then. but the full potential, definitely no. And one of the reasons behind the same is that the promotion of Delhi as a heritage city has not been done yet. And that is very unfortunate. You know, there are so many people on Instagram going to the different places, doing, trying the food, this and that. But how many people have you seen, particularly in Delhi, coming down to try the food or to talk about the historical aspect and the importance of the same? And then while doing the sightseeing, you know, when I'm doing a full day sightseeing with any of my foreign tourists, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning, but we are done by 5 o'clock. They have seen Qutub, they have seen Humayun's tomb, they have seen India Gate, they have seen Old Delhi, they have tried the food, a beautiful heavy lunch has been done by them. What after 6 o'clock? Where is the night tourism? Is there any more cultural immersions that can be taken up by them? And if something on that aspect could be done, of course the monuments get lit up in the evening, but till a certain extent you can go there. There are no much night activities that are there that could be done. Plus the involvement of the local community, unfortunately. People like us, people who are doing walking tours, who are into the profession, the stakeholders, this and that, of course we are talking about it. But at the end of the day, there are so many other things that are given, you know, that could be delivered to the tourist through Airbnb, through couch surfing. There are so many different platforms that are there, and that is one thing that could be done.
Also, Nishtha, when we talk about national capital, there is one thing that is always a talk of the hour, that is a pollution issue. That has been a struggle for the people of Delhi. So, do you think? But where we are right now, it's the old Delhi area, Chandni Chowk. Here, we have recorded the lowest AQI, in the entire national capital. So, what do you think? What are the factors that have made the air so pure here in the national capital? And also, if we talk about how it can be implemented in the entire city.
All right, so what a wonderful question you have asked. And in fact, I was also pretty amazed by the fact when I read the news that Chandni Chowk is here with just 184 AQI. Though you look at the place, it's full of people all around. Well, one of the reasons, I think the only reason particularly, is the absence of the vehicles over here. From 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., the vehicles, as in the bikes, the cars, all of these are not allowed. It's just the rickshaws, and of course they don't emit any pollution, any car dangerous emissions. So that was one of the reason. And how it can be implemented, well, as a storyteller, if I'm just gonna come up with this solution that has to be implemented throughout Delhi, of course that is next to impossible. But it has to be so many different things that has to be taken in consideration, and then we can move in that particular direction. Because yesterday I was talking to a lot of inbound operators, and most of them have conveyed the same message, that they have lost their business because of the pollution.
So, do you think the government is doing enough for the issue, or there is a lot to do for it?
Definitely a lot has to be done, but at the end of the day, for example, if you're standing over here, maybe this morning they have cleaned this particular street where we are standing. But what if somebody is gonna come up, spit something, throw some plastic paper, plastic straw, some bottle, that government cannot really take care of. So this has to be a very holistic approach, and until and unless everyone who are a part of it is not involved into it, I don't think so we can go in the positive and the right direction.
So right now we are at the Chandni Chowk, and also would like to give the glimpse of the market that that you can see here. Chandni Chowk witness a heavy footfall of the tourists here. Whether we talk about, be it from India or from the foreign countries, there are a lot of tourists that come to taste the food of the old Delhi, or to witness the beauty, culture, or the majestic monuments here in the national capital. When we say this, there is a question that, do you think that the mindset of the tourists have changed in the past few years? What they think about the image of India, or we can say the image of Delhi, have changed in the minds of the tourist?
Definitely yes. Now the tourist is not specifically coming down here to see the monuments. It is definitely beyond that. I was talking to one of my guests, so for 2 days she was there. Just an example, the mindset of the people. She was from Germany, a 70-year-old lady. She explored Delhi, everything, and the very last day she said that she wants to go to Gurgaon, Noida and the places around NCR. I said, why? Why do you want to go there? She said, I want to see the big malls. I want to see the different housing societies. They have changed their perception in terms of the fact that India is just not only about the monuments. Delhi is not just restricted to the Red Fort, to the India Gate. or just Chandni Chowk. It is beyond that. Those people, they want to meet the local people, they want to try the local street food, they want to talk about the textiles, they want to immerse themselves into the spiritual experience, and it is definitely just beyond the red sandstone and the stories that we are aware of.
Also, if you talk about what do you think that the government needs to do more to promote the local culture? If we talk about the be it India or of the national capital.
All right, so the very first thing is the problem of visibility. India has so many things to offer. It's just not only one. You know, you talk about healthcare system, you talk about in terms of yoga, you talk about Ayurveda, heritage, you talk about the stories, food, spiritualism, everything India has to offer. The landscape of the place is amazing. Forget about India. If I talk about Delhi, it has so many things to offer. The problem is of the visibility, right? They have to go beyond the same things that they are trying to show every single time. They have to move forward from the typical touristy sites and definitely need to scratch the surface that what a particular tourist is looking for. And then this is a world of social media, digitalization, and all of those things are happening. Why not to have some amazing, bloggers and bloggers from all over the world to come up and to experience these heritage walks and to taste the local food, the local delicacies, and then of course they can put forward their point, because people nowadays, they don't open up any website. For example, if you want to come down for a heritage walk of Old Delhi, you're not going to open up the website of my company or any other particular platform. You might go to your Instagram and type Old Delhi Reels, and you will be excited to see, oh my God, Natraj Dahi Bhalle Wala. Oh, maybe I just want to have Kareem's butter chicken with Rumali roti. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube vlogs, that is to be something which could be promoted by the government. The government can put up stuff. And then the problem that the lack of AV that we have, the audio visual, which has one of the best impacts in the promotion of any of the things, that is lacking, and that could be done, and of course that's going to create a lot of difference.
What opportunities do you see for the national capital in the coming year? We are just ahead few days, left for the 2025. So what opportunities do you see for the national capital in terms of development, in terms of tourism?
Well, the very best part is that Mahakumbh is just around the corner. So before people are going over there, they're definitely going to come up and land here. Delhi, that's going to be their first pit stop. And they are going to have at least a day or so. So Delhi is having an opportunity in terms of giving that orientation tour to the tourists who will be coming. And of course, taking them and telling them about Hinduism. Delhi is just not, as I said, Delhi is just not only about these old monuments. There are so many old temples that are there. Baithaks or the storytelling sessions can be, done where people can get to know about that one particular topic. And this is definitely going to increase the very first fact, the sector or the factor you can say for the upcoming 2025.
India, as you mentioned, India is going to witness the largest, public gathering, spiritual gathering at the Prayagraj in Mahakumbh. When we say this, what are the tourists telling you about the Mahakumbh? Are they excited about it?
100%, they are more than excited about it because of the fact that, first of all, one of the largest events that's gonna take place. So many people are going to be there, and then the scale it is gonna take place on, the sadhus, the monks, or the people who are going to attend it, and then the spiritual immersion that's going to happen. And an amazing, because a lot of people that I know who are coming up are into photography. So most of these people are coming up with their cameras ready to click the pictures, to talk to the sadhus. Let's see, how it is going to be, but they are definitely excited for the Mahakumbh.
Also, Nishtha, I want to ask you about the heritage site. There are new heritage sites that are being added now. So how did you see the tourism all over, if you see in India, how it is being promoted?
So till last year, India just had 42 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and now we have 43. The recent one has been added up, and that's in Guwahati, Assam. Adding up and getting this particular UNESCO World Heritage Site tag has definitely helped all those places. The hidden gems, if I talk about, think about it. I never thought about that place at that point of time. But when I got to know about it, of course, the timeline, the heritage, the stories related to the same, and all these things plays definitely a very crucial role. And people are taking it in a very positive manner. This thing has been there in their, checklist. You know, whenever my tourists, my friends come up over here, I always tell them one thing. In Delhi, if you're going to the 3 monuments, that means you have covered the 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And Delhi has 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So I want to give them that experience, and this becomes like an invisible certificate that they get that they have visited all the 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, at least here in Delhi. So maybe from Delhi we can proceed to UP, from UP we can go to Maharashtra, and from then we can proceed to Pan India.
Also, Nishtha, I want to ask, what is the one go-to place of Nishtha in Old Delhi, or you can say in Delhi?
Oh, you're talking about in terms of food, you're talking in terms of heritage?
In both.
Okay, so I personally love Old Delhi because when I started exploring Delhi, Old Delhi was my favorite place, of course. The reason is the kind of amalgamation that you get in terms of history, heritage, architecture, food, people. It's an interesting place. You know, whenever I have my walk, let's say around 8:30 morning, I am usually here at 8. And the reason is I don't get bored. I look at the people, I talk to them, I get so many insights. So this place is never short of stories, and the food is amazing. I love having, as of now, Daulat Ki Chaat, because the season of Daulat Ki Chaat is going on, and I'm enjoying that a lot.
So there you heard the stories, the work that has been, done in the past 1 year here in the Chandni Chowk. Also, when we talk about Chandni Chowk is not only about the, delicious food, but also the majestic monuments, also the incredible culture that the old Delhi has. And these are the, beautiful places that have come in the past 1 year. There is more heritage site that has been added to the India's tourism list, and there are a lot more to be done. And also, as we look forward to the 2025, we see a lot of opportunities, we see a lot of growth in the tourism sector, a lot of growth in the development of the country. Also, we are hoping that more tourism will be coming up in the 2025. I'm Arzu Seth with video journalist Avinash for NewsX in Delhi.